Hi dear children, today we can learn new chapter number 8, that is fundamentals of anatomy, physiology and kinesiology in sports. Physical education is the education through physical activities. So we should know about the structure of our body, functions of various organs and organ systems of our body, and also the movements of our body. Let us see what is anatomy, physiology and kinesiology. First we can see what is anatomy. Anatomy is the study of the structure of living organism. Structure of living organism includes shape, size, location of the organ, weight of the organs, internal placement and arrangement of the organs, tissues, bones and muscles of that body. That means anatomy is the study of structure of living organism. Now we can see what is physiology. Physiology is the study of how living systems functions, or that is the study of functions of various organs of our body. That is what physiology. For example, anatomy will give you the shape, size, structure and location of the heart, while physiology shows how it pumps blood and works in coordination with various blood vessels and the lungs to provide oxygen and energy to the body. Physiology is the study of functions of various organs or organ systems of our body. Now we can see what is kinesiology. Kinesiology is the study of movements. That is the study of movements of our body, whether of the human body or that of non-human animals. Now we can see the importance of anatomy and physiology. First one, knowledge of our body. Since anatomy gives us intimate knowledge of the shape, size, location and weight of our internal organs, we can study how they function, what affects them and how we can keep them in perfect condition. Understanding our body also helps with the most appropriate diet and exercise regimen, in addition to selecting which sports fit an individual best. In sports, it is crucial to learn how our circulatory system, respiratory system, nervous system, muscles, bones and metabolism work and what type of chemical changes occur inside our body during exercise. Training methods are planned according to fully utilize the athlete's potential without ruining their health. It says that anatomy provides us the knowledge of shape, size, location of the organ, weight of the organs, internal placement and arrangement of the organs. While physiology provides the functions of our body organs, or it provides us the knowledge of how those organs functions, or how an activity or exercise affects the various organs of our body. See, understanding our body also helps with the most appropriate diet and exercise regimen. Understanding of our body helps to fix exercise regimen and also diet. It helps to prepare diet and also to prepare exercise regimen. See, in sports it is crucial to learn how our circulatory system, respiratory system, nervous system, muscles, bones and metabolism work and what type of chemical changes occur inside our body during exercise. Physiology provides us the knowledge of various changes taking place inside our body during exercise. See, one more thing, during exercise metabolism also takes place. Metabolism means chemical changes or chemical reaction inside our body. That is what metabolism. Here physiology provides us the knowledge of metabolism also. See, training methods are planned accordingly to fully utilize the athlete's potential without ruining their health. By knowing our body or anatomy and physiology, we can prepare training plans or we can create training methods for the athletes without ruining or without spoiling their health. The knowledge of anatomy and physiology helps us to prepare appropriate training methods or training plans for the athletes. Now we can move on to second importance of anatomy and physiology, that is selection of sports. Selection of sports. Though we may have the same number of bones and organs, our anatomies and physical capabilities are all different and unique. Choosing sports that fit our particular anatomy and physiological limits brings out the skilled sports person in us. For example, sprinting fits athletes who are tall and have more fast twitch fibers compared to slow twitch fibers. While weightlifting fits shorter people more. Gymnasts cannot be thick muscles. They need more flexibility of motion, and so gymnastics is usually taken by those with nimble bodies. Swimmers, on the other hand, tend to have long torsos and a slender physique. See, in this selection of sports, it says that knowledge of anatomy and physiology or understanding of anatomy and physiology helps us to choose or select appropriate sports for us. For example, sprinting fits athletes who are tall and have more fast twitch fibers compared to slow twitch fibers. See, those who are having fast twitch fibers, they can go for sprint events. If they have fast twitch fibers, they can sprint better than those who have slow twitch fibers. See, when you go for sprint events, make sure that you should have fast twitch fibers. If you have fast twitch fibers, then you can sprint better than those who have slow twitch fibers. Now see the case of gymnasts. Gymnasts cannot be thick muscles. They need more flexibility of motion. See, those who are having thick muscles, they will not be having flexibility or they will not be having more movements. So those who are having thick muscles, they should not go for gymnastics. They should see, because gymnasts should have more flexibility as well as they should have more movements. If they have thick muscles, they cannot or they will not be having more flexibility and more movements. See, in case of swimmers, on the other hand, tend to have long torsos and a slender physique. For swimmers, they should have long torsos and they should be slender. They should have slender physique. That means torsos means the part of the body between neck and the hip. This part is known as torso, or trunk of the body is known as torso. Okay, those are swimmers, they should have long torsos. That means the trunk of the body should be long, and also slender physique. Slender physique means scaly. They will not be fatty. If your body is fatty, then it is not suitable for swimming. Your body is not suitable for swimming. The swimming is fit only for those athletes having long torsos and slender physique. Now we can move on to next one, prevention of sports injuries. In sports and physical activities, injuries are common. Whether it be strains, cramps, pulled muscles, fractures and dislocation of joints. Without knowledge of our anatomy and physiology, we would be unable to devise ways to avoid them. Protective equipment and gears are designed and manufactured after taking anatomical features and functions into the consideration. They protect the vulnerable parts of our body and reduce fatigue. In this prevention of sports injuries says that Injuries are common during physical activities or in the sports. The knowledge of anatomy and physiology or understanding of anatomy and physiology helps us to prevent such sort of injuries. Injuries such as strains, cramps, pulled muscles, fractures, dislocation of joints. Do you know what is strains? Strain means injury to the muscles. The injury of muscle is known as strains. That means tearing of muscles. That is what strains. Okay. Cramps. Cramps means the pulling of muscles. That is what cramps. Then fractures. Fractures means breaking of bones. That is what fracture. Dislocation of joints. Dislocation of joints means displacement of bones on a joint. See, dislocation of joints means displacement of bones on a joint. That is what dislocation of joints. See, without knowledge of our anatomy and physiology, we would be unable to devise ways to avoid them. See, if we have knowledge of anatomy and physiology, we can avoid such sort of injuries by using protective equipments or protective gears. Okay, see, protective equipment and gears are designed and manufactured after taking anatomical features and functions into consideration. When we use protective equipment or gears, we have to consider the anatomy and physiology, anatomical and physiological features of our body. Then only we have to go for the manufacture of protective equipment. See, they protect the vulnerable part of our body and reduce fatigue. This protective equipments and gears helps to protect our vulnerable parts of our body and reduce fatigue. Now we can move on to next one, augmenting rehabilitation and first aid. See, in this augmenting rehabilitation and first aid, in spite of wearing the best protective gear, injuries might occur due to factors not under our control. Effective and safe rehabilitation can be implemented with a thorough knowledge of our bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles, and whichever part has been affected. Provision of first aid can reduce the impact of wounds and injuries, but it should be done correctly. Improper diagnosis will in fact aggravate the issue rather than help. In this augmenting rehabilitation and first aid, it says that if we use protective equipments, then also we will be getting injuries. Okay, so in this case, effective and safe rehabilitation can be implemented with a thorough knowledge of our bones, joints, ligaments, tendons, muscles, and whichever part has been affected. See, if we have thorough knowledge of our body or different organs of our body, or if we have thorough knowledge of anatomy and physiology, we can provide first aid and treat that victim, and we can bring them to the normal condition. See, if we don't have thorough knowledge of such organs, it will affect them inversely. See, provision of first aid can reduce the impact of wounds and injuries, but it should be done correctly. When we give first aid, it should be given correctly and proper. Okay, otherwise it will spoil the victim. See, improper diagnosis will in fact aggravate the issue rather than it will. The improper diagnosis, the improper knowledge of anatomy and physiology will lead to further injuries. Okay, we can stop it here. Thank you.